As 2026 dawns, a palpable sense of unease grips the Indo-Pacific region. The world's attention is fixed on these waters, where the balance of power is being tested like never before. Headlines flash across global newsrooms, analysts scramble to interpret the latest developments, and ordinary people watch anxiously, aware that the stakes are enormous. At the heart of this tension lies Taiwan, a small island with outsized significance. Its strategic location and vibrant democracy have made it a flashpoint in the contest between major powers. Over recent months, China's military drills near Taiwan have intensified, growing in both scale and sophistication. These maneuvers are not just routine exercises, they are a clear signal of Beijing's determination to assert its claims over the island, and a warning to those who might stand in its way. In response, the United States has stepped up its own military presence. American warships now regularly patrol the Taiwan Strait, conducting freedom of navigation operations designed to challenge China's assertions and reassure allies of U.S. commitment to regional stability. Meanwhile, Japan, long known for its pacifist constitution, is undergoing a dramatic transformation. The government is increasing defense spending to record levels and forging even closer military ties with the United States. Joint exercises have become more frequent and complex, signaling a united front. Japanese leaders now speak openly about the link between their own security and the fate of Taiwan, a shift that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. The result is a precarious standoff, with heavily armed forces from all sides operating in close proximity. Every maneuver, every signal, carries the risk of miscalculation or unintended escalation. Three powerful nations, China, the United States, and Japan, now circle Taiwan, each driven by a complex mix of history, national ambition, and security imperatives. The island has become the focal point of a new era of great power rivalry. For Washington, the challenge is immense: how to defend Taiwan and deter Chinese aggression, while avoiding steps that could trigger a catastrophic conflict. The risk of a wider war, one that could reshape the global order, looms over every decision, every diplomatic exchange, and every military movement. Around the world, people watch events unfold in real time, aware that what happens in the Taiwan Strait could reverberate across continents. In 2026, the stakes have never been higher, and the world holds its breath. Taiwan is more than just a flashpoint in global politics, it's a vibrant, thriving society that stands at the crossroads of history and geopolitics. In a region often overshadowed by authoritarian regimes, Taiwan shines as a beacon of democracy, where free elections, open debate, and civil liberties are not just ideals, but daily realities. Its people have built a robust democratic system, making the island a symbol of hope and resilience for those who value freedom. For the United States and its allies, defending Taiwan is about much more than strategic interests. It's about upholding the principles of democracy and reinforcing their credibility on the world stage. The commitment to Taiwan signals to other nations that democratic values are worth protecting, even in the face of mounting pressure. Economically, Taiwan is irreplaceable. The island is home to the world's most advanced semiconductor industry, producing chips that power everything from smartphones and cars to cutting-edge military technology. These tiny components are the backbone of the modern digital economy, making Taiwan a critical link in global supply chains. Any disruption to Taiwan's semiconductor production would send shockwaves through the global economy, causing shortages, driving up prices, and potentially triggering a crisis far more severe than recent supply chain disruptions. The world's dependence on these chips cannot be overstated. Strategically, Taiwan is the linchpin of the first island chain, a series of territories stretching from Japan to the Philippines. Control of Taiwan means control of vital sea lanes and airspace, directly impacting the security of Japan, South Korea, and other U.S. allies in the region. If China were to gain control of Taiwan, it could project military power deep into the Pacific, threatening the balance of power and undermining the security architecture that has kept the region stable for decades. The ripple effects would be felt worldwide. For the U.S. and its partners, keeping Taiwan autonomous is not just a matter of principle, it's essential for regional stability, economic prosperity, and the credibility of the international order. Their actions send a clear message about the importance of upholding international norms. The fate of this small island could ultimately determine the future of the entire Indo-Pacific region, and with it, the global balance of power for generations to come. That's why every move in the Taiwan Strait is watched so closely. Each development has the potential to reshape not just regional dynamics but the course of world history. China's strategy toward Taiwan is rooted in its One China principle. Reunification is non-negotiable. Under Xi Jinping, the PLA has modernized rapidly, boasting the world's largest navy and advanced missile systems designed to keep US forces at bay. China employs gray zone tactics, constant air and naval incursions, cyber attacks, and psychological pressure to wear down Taiwan without open conflict. Recent PLA exercises simulate full-scale blockades and amphibious assaults, signaling Beijing's readiness for military action. The message to Taipei and Washington is clear: China is preparing for all options, and its capabilities are growing. Japan's post-war pacifism is fading in the face of new threats. With China's rise and Taiwan's vulnerability, Tokyo is doubling its defense budget and acquiring long-range strike capabilities. Japan now openly links its security to Taiwan's, recognizing that conflict in the strait could threaten Japanese territory and vital sea lanes. US bases in Okinawa make Japan a likely participant in any Taiwan conflict, further binding its fate to the island. Joint US-Japan military exercises are more frequent and complex, and Japan is fortifying its southern islands. This assertive posture aims to deter China, but also raises the risk of escalation. By tying its security to Taiwan, Japan increases the likelihood of being drawn into any conflict. The region's security landscape is being redrawn in real time. The United States now finds itself at a crossroads, facing a stark and complex dilemma over the future of Taiwan. This issue is not just a matter of foreign policy, but a test of American resolve, credibility, and its role as a global leader. The Taiwan Relations Act, passed in 1979, commits America to help Taiwan defend itself by providing arms and support. However, it stops short of a formal defense treaty, meaning the US is not legally bound to intervene directly if conflict erupts. This deliberate ambiguity has shaped US policy for decades. For years, this policy of strategic ambiguity has served as a careful balancing act. It has deterred both Chinese military aggression and discouraged Taiwan from making bold moves toward formal independence, maintaining a fragile peace in the region. But the situation is changing rapidly. As China's military power expands and its rhetoric grows more assertive, doubts about the effectiveness of strategic ambiguity are mounting in Washington. Policymakers worry that the old approach may no longer be enough to prevent conflict. Direct US intervention to defend Taiwan would risk a catastrophic war with a nuclear-armed China, potentially drawing in other powers and causing untold devastation. On the other hand, inaction could shatter US credibility, embolden aggressors worldwide, and undermine the security architecture of the entire Indo-Pacific region. The US-Japan alliance adds another layer of complexity. Any conflict over Taiwan could quickly spill over, drawing in Japan due to its own security commitments and proximity, escalating what might begin as a local crisis into a full-blown regional war. US military bases in Japan would likely become immediate targets in any conflict, triggering mutual defense obligations and raising the stakes for all involved. The consequences could be swift and severe, affecting millions of lives. In this high-stakes environment, American policymakers must carefully weigh the need to deter aggression against the ever-present risk of uncontrollable escalation. Every decision carries enormous consequences. The margin for error is razor-thin, and the world watches as the US navigates one of the most dangerous dilemmas of our time. The US has three main options, each fraught with risk. First, direct military intervention to repel a Chinese invasion, powerful deterrence but with the danger of all-out war. Second, arm Taiwan with advanced defensive weapons, the porcupine strategy, to make invasion costly, but possibly leaving Taiwan to fight alone. Third, indirect support and crippling economic sanctions on China, aiming to raise the cost of aggression, but risking global economic turmoil and uncertain results. Even limited actions could escalate, especially if China blockades Taiwan or targets US bases in Japan. The interconnectedness of the region means any conflict could spiral rapidly. Every option carries the risk of escalation beyond anyone's control. Amid military posturing, diplomacy remains vital to prevent disaster. The US maintains open channels with Beijing, using high-level talks and military hotlines to clarify intentions and avoid miscalculation. Building coalitions with allies like Japan, Australia, and the EU strengthens the international front for peace and stability. Global statements reinforce the norm against forceful change of the status quo. Quiet efforts to encourage dialogue between Taipei and Beijing aim to reduce tensions, even if official talks are stalled. The US must balance deterrence with reassurance, signaling resolve while reaffirming its One China policy. In this tense environment, clarity and consistency are essential. Diplomacy is the best hope for avoiding catastrophe. The Taiwan debate is heating up at home. Americans increasingly view China as a threat, but support for direct military intervention remains divided. Many are wary after decades of war and fear the economic and human costs of a conflict with China. Leaders must make a compelling case for any action, balancing strategic needs with public caution. The economic fallout from a Taiwan conflict, especially semiconductor shortages, would hit Americans hard. Public opinion is a powerful force shaping US policy and the search for a peaceful solution. The Taiwan Strait is now the world's most dangerous geopolitical fault line. The US must deter aggression, support allies, and avoid a catastrophic war, all at once. China's military buildup and gray zone tactics are changing the game, while US and Japanese responses risk fueling escalation. Every move tightens the tension, shrinking the margin for error. There are no easy answers. Direct intervention risks war. Inaction risks global instability. The US-Japan alliance means any conflict could quickly become regional and devastating. Only a steady hand, combining credible deterrence with relentless diplomacy, can keep the peace. The future of the Indo-Pacific, and perhaps the world, hangs in the balance.